Hello. Extremely tired today, but I need to get this done with my boy Chuck. Chuck's going to be doing the majority of the talking. Chuck's one of the best in the game when it comes to coding, especially history and Revelation. So he's got a code, and I don't know exactly what he's going to be talking about. I just know the theme's going to be Revelation. And he sent me an image of the Statue of Liberty, which I've often associated with Lucifer. So I'm just intrigued to see what he has to say. I want to thank AJ Roberts yesterday for that podcast. I thought it was great. And it just shows you, I'd never spoken to him in my life, and we had a 3-hour chat because we were spiritually connected and we have a thirst and passion for knowledge and sharing it with people. So it's not how long you know somebody, guys. Okay, it's the connection that you have with them. So, hey, Sebastian, Gary, Adam Lastman, Joe. Let's do this, eh? Let's do this. So I'm going to give him a call now. Did anyone hear that Script Unveiled has died? No. I can tell you one thing. Where's that coming from? Script Unveiled recently had a problem with a girl. I'm not going to go deep into it because it's personal. He shared it with me. I know it hurt him because I was there for him. No way. I called him for over an hour because he wanted my advice. And he was so grateful. If that's happened, wait, Chuck, Chuck, if you're watching, wait. Because I've heard these rumors before about people and then nothing happens. And then I heard the one about Devil's Playground, and that was true. Oh, no, don't tell me that. This is getting a bit... Wait. I'm just trying to call him. Oh, my word. I don't know if he's going to pick up. I've told you I've only ever spoken to him like personally once, and then I let him on the show, didn't I? Because he wanted to explain himself and apologize to me. Where do you get that from? Like, heard it from Zach's channel? Haven't seen any of his videos lately. I told you he had an issue with his then girlfriend, and it really hurt him. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not getting... I'll try and message him. He's not answering. His Instagram... Yeah, no answer. His Instagram says, Father, forgive them. I'm really happy it doesn't say, Father, forgive me. It's Father, forgive them. So, I don't know. Just because he's not posting doesn't mean he's dead. Guys, he's so young. Do you know how young he is? He's like 20. He's 20 years old. But I know for like 3 or 4 days, he was putting endless posts about basically being cheated on by a girl. Well, at this point, there's not much I can do. I tried to call him. I've messaged him. And if that has happened, it kind of just syncs up with everything I've been saying about Revelation and the fourth horseman taking out 25% of the earth. Told you that I've come across more death in the last few months than I have pretty much in my whole life. Okay, I'm going to have to call Chuck, and then I'll keep trying to call Script. I know Script has a Patreon, so if he's not posting on there, I think recently he got quite a few picks wrong. I hope that hasn't sent him over the edge with like big games. We'll find out, won't we? It'll all come out soon enough. I need to call Chuck now. I'll say a prayer for script after this. If you want to do it now, guys, if you're aware of who he is. So I'm going to call Chuck. This is crazy. We're talking about revelation and then this happens. So script tweeted 5 hours ago. Okay. About Klopp. All right.
Yeah, hey Adam, you're right.
Yeah, I'm good. Somebody in the chat, Adam Lastman, said something might have happened to Script Unveiled, that he might be dead. So I'm really hope he isn't.
Are you serious?
Well, I'm not necessarily being serious. It's just somebody in the chat said that, did you hear that Script Unveiled has died? So I just tried calling him and there's no answer. But somebody said he posted. My boy Jamie said that he posted 5 hours ago. So I don't think it's the case. That's the thing. There's a lot of rumors like this. I always hear of deaths, and then a lot of the time they don't actually die. Just
well,
the
he sounds like he's only about 30.
He's 20. So, he's 20, mate.
He's 20.
Yeah.
All right. I'd be I'd be
well,
really shocked.
Yeah. But we'll find out soon enough. I'm gonna keep trying to call him after this live stream. And I just really hope that he responds. But right, you say you have, and I know you are one of the very best, an exceptional code. I briefly know you gave me a title and an image and nothing else. So I like that. I like the mystery of it all. So
yeah, it's always good to have the mystery.
It really is good to have the mystery. So you go for it, mate.
Yeah, because I know your time's a bit short.
Yeah, I'm really busy today, but this needs to be done.
Okay. I found something that is like not imminently bad news within the next few years, so it might sort of perk up people a little bit.
Okay, great.
That's what I'm reading into. You can tell me what you think.
I will.
But I'll get to that. That's about halfway through.
Okay.
It's to do with the World Cup.
All
anyway.
Right.
Not all of it, just that little part.
The most recent World Cup or the upcoming World Cup?
The upcoming one, which is in New York.
Okay.
That comes later. So, first, you've heard this one, but the American Civil War began in 1861. 1861 is the 284th crime, and Prince Philip of Greece and Denmark equals 284. And the American Civil War began 12th of the 4th, 1861, to Prince Philip's birth. 60 years, 60 days, and number of the beast equals 66.
Wow.
It ended on 9th of the 4th, 1865. So to Prince Philip's death is 156 years, and the 156th crime is 9/11. And of course, 9/11 to coronavirus declared pandemic was 18 years, 6 months, 1 day, and the American Civil War began in 1861.
Wow.
And obviously, and not including weeks and days, that war lasted 3 years, 11 months, and it lasted 208 weeks, 2 days. The mark of the beast equals 282. 156 years is 1872 months, and in 1872 there was another war against the Native Americans called the Modoc War.
Wow.
World War II began on 244th day of year, and on 9/1, and Philip Mountbatten equals 24491, King Charles III equals 24491, and 18 years, 12 weeks after Philip's birth.
Wow. And so you're talking about 244, yeah?
Yeah.
Queen Elizabeth II's Jubilee was 4 days, and 24 times 4 is 96. The age she died, like 244.
Yeah, wow, I didn't have that. But there's so many 96s later.
Oh, wow. Well, there's another one for you, 24 times 4. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Keep going. You're unbelievable, mate. What you do is absolutely exceptional. You can't be touched, I don't think, when it comes to history.
I watched a video on BitChute. It's all about the Jesuits. It was like 3 hours long.
Okay.
And it covered so much. I'll send you a link.
Yeah, please. I'll share it on the website. I appreciate that if you do that.
Yeah, okay. And the Second War of Independence began in 1812, as you know.
Yeah.
The Chinese Civil War in 1927, it began 1st of the 8th, 1927, a span of 66 weeks, 6 days after Queen Elizabeth's birth. And the start date can be read 8/1. The Illuminati equals 81, Mark of the Beast, the New World Order.
And 9 times 9 equals 81, and Prince Philip died at age 99, the 99th day of the year.
Crazy. These people are all so linked to all these events.
Do you think they're sorry to go off topic. Do you think they're demons?
Yes, right. Sorry?
Do you think they're demons, people like Philip and Elizabeth? These people who are so connected to every major event.
Or they're being run by demons, and demons are doing all this thinking.
Yeah, because they're synced to every major event, people like Elizabeth, aren't they? Like every major one. The numbers appear in regards to when she was born, when she became the queen, when she died. It's wild.
And a few other people are linked to this, and you'll see it all makes sense.
Okay.
Later.
All right, keep going, but I'll stop putting in.
The 9/11 and the 3/11 is all synced. So the Spanish Civil War began 17th of the 7th, 1936. The Jesuit order equals 177. Obviously, same year as Pope Francis was born. 21 weeks, 6 days before his birth. The Spanish Civil War equals 216. 6 times 6 times 6 equals 216. And it began 163 weeks before World War II started. Pope Francis Jorge Mario Bergoglio equals 163. 163 is the 38th prime. Death, Lucifer, RIP, the King, all equal 38. Or a span of 3 years, 47 days. 347 is the 69th prime. New World Order and the Jesuit order equals 69. I've got more 69s later. That's what I'm not getting really into.
Okay.
And Pearl Harbor was 26 months, 6 days after World War II began in 1939. And obviously Francis was the 266th Pope.
Yep. And
you'll see now any major event that steers the course of history nearer to a New World Order involves 186.
Yeah.
The Battle of Waterloo, for instance, began on 18th of the 6th, 1815, involving the French. 186 years, 186 years to 9/11 attack. Obviously not exact, but...
Yeah, the 2001. Yeah. The 2001.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously 9/11 was 18 years, 6 months of coronavirus declared pandemic.
The War of 1812 also began 1806.
Yeah. And not including days, not including days, was 186 months after the death of George Washington. And George H.W. Bush equals 186, Mark of the Beast equals 186, Vatican Hill 186.
And when you add up the ages of George Bush Sr. and Barbara Bush, the ages of death, 94, 92, 186, and the US declared its independence the 186th day of the year.
Yeah, I've got more on the independence
okay.
Later. But okay. Yeah, it is crazy. And John Wilkes Booth, obviously the guy who shot Abraham Lincoln, his name equals 186.
And did you see the first goal of the Premier League this season was Gabriel Martinelli for Arsenal, and he was born 1806, the 18th of June.
Yeah, and Gunners, war.
Exactly. That's why they have a great shot, and that Queen Elizabeth and her mother supported Arsenal. Just wild.
Sirhan, the guy who shot Robert Kennedy, his name equals 186. USA was founded on the 186th day of the year. Guantanamo Bay opened 11th of the 1st, again 111, in 2002. Queenborn 111th day of the year. William Henry Gates 3 equals 111. 9/11 left 111 days left in year. 186 prime is 1,109, so another inverted 9/11. Guantanamo Bay opened 8 years, 60 days to coronavirus declared pandemic.
Oh my goodness. Hey, how long did this take you?
Well, as you know, I do nights working in a control room, and I've got time to decode. It took me probably a week and a half of a couple hours every night doing it.
It's like almost everything you say is giving me chills. Every aspect of it.
Some of these lines, they really spooked me out, I tell you.
No, because remember, like,
was born.
literally over a year ago, I think you remember, I was raving on about 186.
Yeah,
like, and it connects to 222.
It was deep.
Yeah, it connects to 222. And
yeah,
I did something yesterday, which I was going to post, and I think I'm going to post. So 18 years and 6 months is 222 months, yeah?
Yeah.
Which is the span from 9/11 to coronavirus being declared a global pandemic. My mum was born exactly 2 years and 22 days after my dad. And Kenya's birthday, who I'm dating right now, which is 7/6 for your 42, is 2 months and 22 days after my birthday.
Her birthday 7/6.
Yeah, mine's 14/4.
Is she in the order of the skull and bones?
No, she has no idea about. She won't have a clue if I mention skull and bones. But she was born 7/6. She's 28 right now, the perfect number, the 7th try.
Right. Yeah.
And then my amazing auntie died December the 11th, 7 days before the World Cup final, and she died at age 76. So I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I've been seeing so many number things while I was doing these codes.
Yeah.
You know, all over the place.
Yeah.
On my phone, message times, this, that. I thought, bloody hell, wow.
Yeah.
So Bin Laden was born 1,860 days after Elizabeth became queen.
What?
Albert, yeah.
Eh? What made you do that? Duration? Just the Holy Spirit? What made you do that?
Because I was connecting 9/11 with Corona and you know.
And she died 911 days after coronavirus was declared a pandemic.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So I thought there might be something, and with what I found with Guantanamo Bay, which connects to Bin Laden and 9/11.
I'm shutting my mouth now. I'm shutting my mouth. Go, just unless you want to ask me something, I'm shutting my mouth. I'll try not to get excited.
We'll get into a debate after the World Cup thing because I'd be interested to know what people in the chat think about.
Right, I'll just let you. I'll let you flow now, unless you want to ask me a question. I'll let you flow completely. All right, I won't jump in.
So Albert Pike's statue was brought down 9th of the 620, a span of 1 year, 8 months, 6 days till Ukraine war started, and which is 616 days, alternate beast number. And Pike's statue was brought down 19th of the 6th. The War of 1812 began on date, leaving 196 days left in the year. And this next part is the part I'm talking about. It's like bittersweet, but it makes me think there will be one last World Cup in 2026. So I can't see a major world war breaking out before then, if I'm honest.
Okay.
Pele, he was born 23rd of the 10th, 1940, a span of 15 years, 0 months, 0 weeks, 6 days to Bill Gates' birth. 156 prime is 9/11. 15 years, 6 days is 180 months, 6 days, another 186. Pele was born a span of 5,300 days after Queen, and COVID equals 53. And obviously she was coronated in 53. In 6 games, Pele scored 4 goals in the 1970 World Cup. A 64th prime is 311, coronavirus connection. So it's appropriate that Pele made his debut for New York Cosmos on 15th of the 6th, 75, like 156.
And wait, sorry, I can't help myself. You know me, big old mouth. So Cosmos is the antonym for chaos. So you said there's hope in all of this, and Cosmos actually is the opposite of chaos. And that's why you had Neymar with his documentary, The Perfect Chaos, and then he matched Pele's record, didn't he, with goals scored for Brazil during the World Cup. So you have that, you have the chaos and the cosmos. And I know where you're going with New York in regards to 9/11 and the World Cup, but sorry, that's, okay.
No, good point. I just found it, like when I had that final 15th of the 6th, you know.
Magnificent.
And he signed for a few days earlier, he signed for them, 11th of the 6th, so flipping for 9/11.
Yep.
And he entered the hospital a span of 142 weeks after coronavirus, and coronavirus equals 142. And the 2019 anniversary of Brazil's independence of 7th of the 9th, 19, was 186 days to coronavirus declared pandemic. And Pele won his first World Cup on 29th of the 6th, 58. 177 months, 6 days to the Twin Towers inauguration on 4th of the 4th, 73. Illuminati obviously founded in 1776.
And the US. And the US.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you know that Queen Elizabeth was born 1,776 days after Philip as well.
You told me that, yeah.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, I didn't have that there, but great point.
Thank you.
And Pele died 7,000 weeks, 5 days after the Statue of Liberty was unveiled. New World Order equals 75. Order out of chaos 75. Did you know
that? Did you know the 2022 World Cup began on the 75-year anniversary of Elizabeth marrying Philip?
No, I didn't know that.
They got married the 20th of November, 1947. Wow.
So Pele won 3 World Cups. So really, you could call him the king of World Cups.
Yeah, he's the only one to do it.
Which connects to the crown, New York, the Statue of Liberty, and Queen died age 96, and that World Cup will be into the 96th year of the first ever one in 1930. Edson Arantes do Nascimento equals 96. Pele won his last World Cup in 1970 in Mexico, 2026, and this final will be in Mexico in the Azteca Stadium, which opened 29th of the 5th, 66, on 119 and 56 date numerology, same as Church of Satan founded, 4 weeks, 1 day before the Church of Satan founded.
And the first ever World Cup was in 1930 when Anton LaVey was born, the founder of the Church of Satan.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry, I meant after, 4 weeks, 1 day after the Church of Satan was founded. And obviously the devil equals 41
and King.
29. And
so does
4
King.
4 weeks, 1 day is 29 days.
Wow, yeah.
So that would make me think there's definitely going to be a World Cup in New York.
You know, the Statue of Liberty, basically, the Statue of Liberty looks like it has a crown, doesn't it? And
Yeah,
it was originally called, as far as I know, I think, Liberty Enlightening the World. And that, in the top of it, there's windows. Did you notice the windows?
Yeah. And if you look, I think that's, if you look at that photo I sent you, if you expand it, I think that's Ronald Reagan and his husband, Nancy Reagan.
Wow. I just know that there's 25 windows in the crown, and Elizabeth became the queen at age 25.
Wow.
I know that. I know that from studying this before. There's 25 windows in the crown.
More on that. I've got quite a bit more on the Statue of Liberty, because it was a huge.
Yeah, I'd love to hear more. I'd love to hear more, because I really believe that Statue of Liberty connects to Lucifer. But, yeah, I'd love to hear it. Yeah. All right, keep going. But thank you.
Yeah, the Battle of Waterloo was on 18th of the 6th, 1815. USA was founded 186th day of the year, and from the Battle of Waterloo to 9/11 was 186 years. George H.W. Bush equals 186. Mark of the Beast equals 186.69. And the French handed the Statue of Liberty in a ceremony on the 186th day of the year, obviously the anniversary of American independence.
Wow.
And the statue is obviously in New York, which was unveiled 28th of the 10th, 1886. Does that day ring a bell? Bill Gates' birthday.
I was going to say 28th of October, yeah.
69 years before he was born.
And Queen Elizabeth Elizabeth coronated exactly 69 weeks after becoming the queen.
Yeah. Illuminati equals 69, the Jesuit Order equals 69, New World Order 69, Bin Laden born on the 69th day of the year. New World Order equals 69. World War III equals 69. The White House was built 13th of the 10th, 1792. 6,009 days after. You have to check that. It must be, but it's a 6,009 weeks, I believe, after the Illuminati was found.
You know the 69. Obviously, we know how that connects with duality and all of that, and how big that number is. But 23 times 3 is 69. So that's like 23-3, which is the 51st prime. And the Illuminati were founded 5-1. It's also the 13th Fibonacci number. And 23 connects to 666, doesn't it? Because 2/3 is 66.6%. It's why Argentina's star goalkeeper, he won number 23, didn't he, Martinez? And then like Messi scored 2 out of 3 goals in the group stages. He opened the scoring in the World Cup final after 23 minutes. 23 is an enormous number. It explains why Michael Jordan was given that number, but it's huge. I just need to thank somebody, Chuck, and then we'll get back into it.
Oh, yeah.
Don, thank you very, very much. You're amazing as well, mate. All right. Even though you pulled a practical joke on me last week, still nothing but love for you, bro. Do you believe, I know somebody's saying this, and judging by the masculine features, I wouldn't be shocked. Don't you think the Statue of Liberty looks more like a man than a woman?
Oh, yeah.
It looks like Julius Caesar or something. That looks like a man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's never a woman at all.
But they present it as a woman, don't they?
Yeah. More deceived. Yeah, the square jaw, everything.
Yeah. All right. Well, okay. Chuck, this is the best you've ever done, mate. Do you think it is as well? I think this is the best you've ever done. These finds are remarkable.
I think so, but the Basilica find, obviously that we're using that a lot now, and it connects to so much.
Yeah, because the Basilica was struck twice by lightning exactly 84 years after Vatican City was founded. 84. That's insanity with how big that number is with the Jesuits, with Satanism, with the World Cup, because there's 8 groups of 4. And it connects to 32, which we know is huge. It's 8 times 4 is 32. So for that to be struck by lightning twice, which it was, there's footage of it, you're either telling us right now that man is in charge of the weather, or it's biblical, isn't it? It's one of two, because it happened. It happened. Vatican City was founded.
In charge of the weather, I believe, but they can't make that happen.
Not at that point where they're going to get lightning to perfectly strike the Basilica on that day.
Twice.
And twice. And
no, exactly.
Right before Francis became the Pope.
You could present that to someone, the unenlightened, and they'll say, "Oh, that's just a coincidence." Like what?
Yeah, that's true. All right.
Yeah, it's hard to give up. But where am I? Bin Laden was born 1 year, 19 weeks exactly after Bill Gates. The Statue of Liberty was unveiled 64 years to Elizabeth Crown Queen.
Wow.
It was 64 years, 217 days, and the Twin Towers came down in that order, 2, 1, and 7.
Which is Michael Jordan's birthday, 217.
Yeah.
And do you know that Genesis 9:11 is the 217th verse?
Really? And what's the verse?
Let me find the verse for you, but we know 9/11 and towers 2, 1, and 7 collapsed, and I'll look at it for you, but it connects to Genesis 9:11 and 217th verse. Absolute insanity. Again, it's not a coincidence. The GOAT Michael Jordan, who went to 6 NBA finals, won 6 MVPs, and Chicago Bulls were founded in 66, the year the Church of Satan was founded, and a bull connects to the beast. So I'll link that up on the website with the 9/11 217. It makes so much sense, doesn't it? Crazy, man. This is crazy, man. Somebody said, and this is so true, it's absolutely tragic. Yeah. It's tragic that about 1,000 people or less are going to watch this video. The knowledge here is truly monumental, and we are living in a world where they don't want this knowledge out there, but it should be heard and seen by millions, not for my ego or for you. It's it's absolutely tragic that next to nobody's going to hear what we're saying here. Do you know what I mean? Or let alone understand it. But I understand it. You understand it.
As you said a while ago, people don't care about the numbers. They don't even understand the numbers.
No.
They just dismiss them.
That's true.
So it's only people that, like everyone here.
Let's focus on those who care. Let's do that. Everyone in that chat must somewhat care about it. So keep pounding these out because this is unbelievable, Chuck. Keep going.
So it was unveiled on a day leaving 64 days left in the year, and obviously COVID pandemic equals 64th prime is 311, coronavirus declared pandemic on 3.
And Bill Gates was born with 64 days left in the year in 1955.
Right, yeah. And it connects to the Great Depression. 29th of the 10th, 1929, to Bill Gates' birth was 26 years. Queen equals 26, COVID 26, Crown 26. 26 years is 312 months. William Henry Gates 3 equals 312. The Great Depression was 2,606 days to Francis's birth, who became the 266th Pope. And 2606, which is 7 years, 7 weeks, and a New World Order equals 77.
And Jorge Mario Bergoglio equals 312 as well, for another 312.
Yeah.
Which connects to 36.
Yeah, no, correct. I don't know why I didn't have that here.
That's all right.
The statue was unveiled 1,806 weeks and 1 day to Prince Philip's birth, and of course the American Civil War began in 1861 again. And so 9/11 was a span of 18 years, 6 months to coronavirus. About 18 years, 6 months, 1 day to coronavirus declared pandemic, including end date. And 1,861 is the 284 prime, and Prince Philip of Greece and Denmark equals 284. And it was unveiled exactly 50 years, 50 days to Pope Francis's birth, and Satan equals 55. And the White House is 5,500 square feet.
And yeah, that's bang on. And we're talking about the Statue of Liberty, and it used to be called Liberty Enlightening the World, Light. Well,
yeah,
the speed of light, it moves at a stunning 186,000 miles per second, mate, light. And then you have the Statue of Liberty, which was known as Liberty Enlightening the World. Lucifer's called the morning star, the light bearer. So you've got the 186,000 miles per second in regards to the speed of light.
Yeah, it's mad.
It is, isn't it?
Crazy.
It really is.
50 years, 7 weeks, 1 day to Pope Francis' birth. 571 is 105th prime. Jorge Mario Bergoglio is 105, and it was unveiled 24 weeks, 6 days after Hitler's birth, and Freemasonry founded on 24th of the 6th. 24 weeks, 6 days is 174 days. New World Order equals 174.
24/6 is Messi's birthday as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
And did you know? You speaking about your 105? The Titanic was hit by an iceberg on the 14th of April, 1912, which was the 105th day of the year.
Right, and obviously, Hillsborough as well in '89. And you know what else was in '89? The start of the protest of Tiananmen Square.
Wow, and then the Queen died '89, didn't she?
Yeah, the massacre wasn't until 4th of the 6th that the protest started on that day.
That 4-6 is so big because again it connects to 66.6, but that's LeBron James NBA Finals record, 4 out of 6, and then you got Biden, the 46th president. His son died at 46. Bo Biden, JFK was assassinated at age 46. Brady retired 46 days after the Pope's birthday. It just seems to be a big number, and I just think it's because it connects to 66.6%. There's so many ways of finding that 66.6%. I figured that out, and they always seem to be big numbers like 23 and 46. Just crazy stuff. 36 connects to 666, so 6 does. It's just, it's so wild.
But the statue arrived in USA on 70th of the 6th, 1885. It can be written 617. 617 is the 113th prime. Again, coronavirus pandemic equals 113.
Did you see my post where the LA Lakers recently became 113 in the regular season since Kobe's death? And he was drafted round 1, pick 13, NBA debut 11-3. His name's 113. Just it's.
And he had the crown tattoo, didn't he?
He had the crown, and he often was referred to as King Kobe. Just wow.
I didn't even get into him, but I'm sure he would have connected a lot to all this as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It arrived on the 168th day of the year, and Queen Elizabeth II equals 168, a span of 40 years, 309 days to her birth. 439 is the 85th prime. September 11th equals 85. Charles III 85. The Devil 85. Book of Revelation equals 85. It arrived a span of 109 months, 6 weeks, 6 days after the Illuminati was founded, and the Church of Satan was founded in 1966.
And that's when Queen Elizabeth handed number 6, Bobby Moore, the World Cup trophy after winning the '66 World Cup final 4-2.
Yeah.
What?
And the Azteca Stadium opened in 1960.
It did? I didn't know that. Because there's going to be a World Cup game there, isn't there, in Mexico City in 2026 if it goes ahead?
I think the final is in Azteca Stadium.
It would make sense. It would make sense. Probably the best stadium.
But there's a lot of games in New York, I believe.
Yeah, in Mexico, they'll have a game off top of my head. They'll have one in Mexico City and in Guadalajara. Chivas' stadium. They're the best 2 stadiums. Perhaps they'll go to Monterrey, but for sure Mexico City and Guadalajara. That's where they're obsessed with football.
Yeah. And it arrived 7,030 weeks to coronavirus declared pandemic, and Queen equals 73, Crown 73, World War III 73.
England won the 1966 World Cup on 7:30 as well.
Yeah. There might be a shower for England to get to the final.
Maybe.
And it was 6,660 weeks and 6 days to lightning strike in Basilica. 25,700 days to Bill Gates' birthday, and 257 is the 55th prime.
Yep.
Satan equals 55, and Gates was born in 55. And 302 weeks, 2 days before the death of Albert Pine, who died on 4/2/1892.
And he predicted there would be 3 world wars, didn't he? Whilst he was alive.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Mate, can I just say something? I always talk about 108 because it's sacred in mathematics, geometry, astrology, and numerology. Religion, it's a huge number. Sports, 108 is a monumentally huge number. It's why Messi got his last goal in the World Cup after 108 minutes. It's a huge number. It's just hit me now. I might have to check it on my calculator, but I'm pretty good with numbers. You know, we're talking about 186.
Yeah, I'm probably just scratching the surface. You know, there's loads more to be found.
No, but I'm talking about the 186. So 108 is a monumentally huge number with the universe. 18 times 6, I'm almost certain is 108. And if it is, that's a huge find that I've just made now. So let me check that. Keep talking. I'm checking that. I'm almost certain that's right. 18 times 6 is 108. Let me check.
One way or another, Queen Elizabeth connects to that number as well, 108.
Yep, 18 times 6, 108. That is a huge find, mate. That's a huge find. That we need to mark that one down because 108. There's 108 stitches on a baseball, isn't there? Which is super Masonic or super coded, let's say. Baseball, unbelievably coded with dimensions and geometry, more than any other sport. Yeah. Wow. 108 huge, guys.
It's funny you just mentioned the 108 because this was the bit I was just coming to. not exactly 108 years, but the founder of CIA, Harry S. Truman, born 8th of 5th, 1884, 108 years, 7 months after the Illuminati founded. A Society of Jesus equals 187, and he was born a span of 1 year, 5 weeks, 6 days to the arrival of the Statue of Liberty, and the 156th prime is 9/11.
Amazing. Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter crash 156 days after his birthday. But go back to the name go back to the name of the founder of the CIA.
Harry S. Truman.
Last name Truman. You have the Truman Show, which is all about watching him and CIA watchers.
Yeah, wow.
The Truman Show, yeah, it's all about basically watching Truman, watching his every move, and that's what the CIA have been doing to us. They know everything about us somewhat. So that's crazy. That's sync. So see how you can make these syncs. The numbers are exceptional, but then we can make the syncs just through our knowledge, like connecting the Truman Show with the founder of the CIA. It's just this is incredible.
That's why I present this stuff to you, because I know you're going to find different things that I find. You know?
Yeah, we bounce off each other. Well, that sounds a bit weird, but yeah, definitely. Keep going.
And 1 year, 5 weeks, 6 days is 58 weeks, and Harry Truman equals 58, Freemasonry 58, Queen of England equals 58, the Freemasons equals 58. And it's weird how 9/11 was 222 months to coronavirus declared pandemic, and Abraham Lincoln died 20 years, 2 months, 2 days to Statue of Liberty arriving in USA. And Lincoln was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth equals 186 and 69.
Wow.
9/11 to yeah, I've got that bit.
Adam Lastman said that Lincoln died 6 days after the Civil War. Is that right?
I'd have to check that. I've got so many dates in my head now, but
because the Super Bowl 57 is going to be on Abraham Lincoln's birthday, isn't it? Super Bowl 57 is on his birthday, which is just crazy.
Yeah. And Lincoln died 20 years, 63 days to the arrival of the statue, and 263, the 56 prime, and coronavirus equals 56. He died, and he died 11 days. John Wilkes Booth died 11 days after Lincoln, and Queen was buried 11 days after his death.
At 11 a.m.
Right, yeah. And Booth died 1,407 weeks after his birth, and the President of the United States equals 147, Freemason equals 147. Wilkes Booth died 154 years to coronavirus pandemic, obviously not exactly, but he assassinated Lincoln on 15th of the 4th.
Check this out. Check this out for a 147. Prince Philip died 49, yeah?
Yeah.
Queen Elizabeth died 98. 49 plus 98, 147.
Wow. Nah, crazy.
Is that the highest break you can get in snooker, which is all about geometry as well? 147.
Yeah.
I think there's a way you can get higher than that, but in general, you call it a 147, innit? That's the thing that they all look to get, a 147. Because I think you can get more if there's a foul. If there's a foul and you clear it.
Snooker, it's the Y ball dominating first, knocking in the reds, like American Indian, Native American.
Yeah.
And then colours ending on the black.
Yep. So it seems that pretty much the most important ball is the black ball, isn't it? Which might be Saturn.
Yeah, 7 points.
It's 7 points, but it's especially like in pool, it's all about the black ball, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. You end on the black ball, yeah.
And you got the black and white. The cue ball's white. The cue ball's white as well, isn't it? So you're black and white, your duality and all of that.
Yeah, and like when you become a Freemason, you can get a black ball and a white ball, can't you?
Wait, and also it's the white ball that knocks down the black one. Is there something racist about that?
Yeah, I believe so. I posted something like that on your channel on YouTube. They deleted it straight away. Yeah, and they put the balls in They put the balls in a triangle, don't they? They put the balls in a triangle like a pyramid. They put the red balls in a triangle. Yeah.
And there's
Exactly.
six pockets for Satan as well. This is wild, mate.
Yeah.
Wow, it's beyond a joke, isn't it, when you think about it?
Yeah. If you look deeply into everything, you find the original.
Yeah, but most people don't want to. I have so much respect that you're going to work and working night shifts and still finding time to do this. That shows you truly love it.
Yeah, well, I don't do much. I'm just in a control room.
Yeah, well.
It helps.
Okay, yeah, well, so you're basically getting paid for coding then. You won't probably be doing that much with the job.
No, I wouldn't be doing that much. I wouldn't have the time.
Yeah.
That's why I get these things. But
wow,
it was 10 years.
Somebody just said, Coca-Cola said 108 is the emergency number to dial in India. And Bill Gates is so synced with India. What was that amazing find you found with India and the royal family?
Me?
There was some sort of cooperation with India, and you synced it up with the royal family. I remember you sending me it. There was something with the...
Oh, yeah. The East India Dock Company.
Yeah.
I can't remember the numbers. It was about the World Cup. It was maybe in 1812 or something.
Well, he's saying now that this Coca-Cola 108 is the emergency number to dial in India. My best friend's daughter is called India. He messaged me this morning, Nathan. India, yeah. Wow, amazing. I didn't know that with the 108 and India.
No, I didn't know that.
No.
That's a great find, yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
And it was unveiled 10 years, 4 months, 4 days after the Battle of Little Bighorn and the death of General Custer, who was the leader of the American Civil War, and Jesuit order equals 144. 10 years, 4 months, 4 days is 10 years, 18 days. 18 weeks exactly. Luke 10:18. I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven, and General Armstrong Custer equals 106. Custer died 144 years before Prince Philip's death, who was born on 10/6. The Battle of Little Bighorn equals 119. George Armstrong Custer equals 119, and it ended 26 of the 6th, 1876, of Francis' 266 Pope. And Prince Philip died on a day leaving 266 days left in the year.
And Pope Francis visited the White House the 266th day of the year, didn't he? In 2015. And going back to that 106, the Titanic sank on the 106th day of the year. 106 seems to be big, doesn't it? Black Lives Matters, 106, I Can't Breathe, 106 in Gematria. There's something with that 106. A lot of the Euros were involved with that date. Beginning on that date, the 10th of June. A lot of the Euros, the European Championship. So there's something with that 106.
It's probably bigger than Prince Philip, yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we'll have to go deeper into that number. Because it doesn't have any prime or anything, I don't think, 106. It's 7. I guess it's 7 in numerology.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
And the Battle of Little Bighorn was 25th of the 6th, 1876. Illuminati founded 1st of the 5th, 1776. Exactly 100 years, 56 days to that battle. 156 prime is 9/11. Illuminati founded 100 years, 8 weeks, 1 day to when that battle ended, and 181 is 42nd prime. And the beast reigns for 42 months. And here's a 108. Back to the Statue of Liberty. It was given to the USA in the ceremony of the anniversary of American independence, 4th of the 7th, 1884. And of course, 186th day of the year, 108 years after American independence. The order of the Illuminati equals 108.
Telling you that 108 is huge. It's huge.
Yeah. And then the first ever Olympics was in Athens. And that's relevant because they light the Olympic torch, like the one held by Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
First ever Olympics began 6th of the 4th, 1896.
Yeah.
Again, a 6-4, 64th time, 311. And it began 65,300 days after Freemasonry founded. 6 by 3 is 119th prime. Again, the 9/11.
And remember 9 years and 11 months is exactly 119 months.
Yeah, I've got some crazy things with that in a bit.
Okay.
Where they're both in it. Yeah, and first ever Olympics began 30 years, 2 weeks, 2 days to Queen's birth, 322 Skull and Bones.
Wow.
It began 105 years, 5 months, 6 days to 9/11. Ignatius Loyola died in 1556.
Oh my goodness.
And the closing ceremony was 15th to the 4th, 1896 again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's when the Hillsborough disaster was 15-4. The Titanic sank 15-4. Just massive date.
The closing ceremony was a span of 5,500 weeks to 9/11. God, Satan equals 55. Gates born in 55.
My dad was born in 55.
Oh, right.
So wait, that makes Bill Gates 67 right now, the 19th prime for COVID-19. He's 67 if he's same age as my dad.
Yeah, wow.
Just a joke.
And obviously that first Olympics was in 96. Queen died age 96. Maybe with the last World Cup will be in the 96th year of the first one.
Kobe Bryant was drafted in 96 as well.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, you could be right there, yeah.
119.
Yeah, no.
He's the crazy 119, 9/11.
Go on.
The first Olympics ended 119 years, 9 months, 11 days after American independence in 1776.
What?
On the 186th day of the year. And obviously 186 prime is 1,109.
And you've got, didn't you say, what is it with Francis? Pope Francis became the Pope a span of 9 years and 11 months before Super Bowl 57.
Did I know someone else said that, I think?
Yeah, so there's the 9/11. It might have been me, I don't know. And Super Bowl 57 is 57 days after the Pope's birthday as well.
Yeah.
So it's clearly synced up. For whatever reason, that false prophet, demon, is synced up to every major event that there is. And he's so synced with the royal family. Like, wild, man.
Or Revelation.
Well, Revelation, yeah.
That 119, 9/11 I just told you, after the American Independence Day, and it was 11 years, the first Olympics ended 11 years, 9 months, 11 days after the French handed the Statue of Liberty to the USA in 1884 on anniversary of Independence Day.
So in that span, you've literally got a 119, 911.
Yeah, to both those significant dates.
What?
So it's precision. Yeah, demons, mate.
Oh, did you know Tom Brady made his NFL debut on the 266th day of the year as well?
No, I didn't know that.
And he's the GOAT. And he made it against New York, where the Statue of Liberty is, against the Jets.
Bloody hell. Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah. This is crazy. It's all connected.
When you hear it, when you see it at this point, right, at this level, with the code, that history is somewhat repeating itself. There is a small chance, and I'm not sticking up for him at all. There is a small chance that Brady has no clue what's going on. If people historically have been used and it's by a code and it's whoever's coding it, I still think Brady's satanic. He said his wife's a witch. I do believe in all that stuff that I say, but I always say in the back of my head somewhere, there is a tiny chance, that these people are not fully aware of the code and what's going on, and they're just partaking in the game without being. They'll do satanic rituals. They'll be obsessed with money. They'll be genuinely. You could use the term evil, but when it comes to these durations that you and I share, unless there's some sort of supercomputer telling them what's going to happen, there's no way, in my opinion, that all these people who have influence on the world now and historically are aware of the code at the level we are. I just don't think they are. I think there's only a few chosen ones that can do what you and I do, if I'm honest, with the code.
Yeah, but I agree partly, but I don't know, the ones higher up, they must be aware of numerology, and they must think, let me check this, even if
I think they're
manipulating.
They're manipulating and infiltrating the organic natural code, and they're trying so hard to do that. But I'm just saying that everyone of influence can't all be completely aware of the code. I think there's a few. There's a few people that are, but the majority of people, like everyone in the NFL, is not aware of the code. They're not even close to being aware of the code. They would lose their mind. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I'm just talking about the 33rd degree Freemasons.
They're probably, because they are the illuminated ones, which goes again back to the Statue of Liberty, which is all about light.
Yeah, but I was just thinking about decode your reality, and he said no one has a say; they're all being used.
That's why I can't watch that guy. I can't watch that guy. I agree with elements of what he says. I find him very intriguing, but ultimately it makes you feel limitless, and it's like, what's the point? You're just basically being controlled. What's the point? That's how he makes me feel when I watched his work.
Yeah, I don't totally. I just agree with parts of it.
Same. And that's what we have to do. Listen, learn, discern. There's a lot you can learn from that guy, so much. But I'm not completely all in with his way of thinking, which is fine. But definitely a lot you can learn from him. Definitely.
Yeah.
I keep going.
It's funny how the Olympics ended 93 years. Obviously, the Hillsborough and Tiananmen Square protest, Order the Illuminati 93, Saturn 93, Mark of the Beast 93, Novus Ordo Seclorum 93. And
the first ever Olympics was held in Greece, and you've got the Alpha, Delta, Omicron variants, all Greek letters of the alphabet. Prince Philip born in Greece. You had the Greek freak Giannis win the NBA recently.
Yeah.
Greece was the first nation in Europe to really have an economic collapse. You've got the Greek mythology with the Greek gods. Tom Hanks lives in Greece now, the first celebrity to supposedly get coronavirus.
Yeah, that's why I thought there would be something about the first Olympics, and you obviously grew up a lot more.
Yeah, choosing Greece, it's not an accident, these things. It's just ultimately a human being or a group of human beings have sat down and come up with the concept of staging it and hosting it in Greece, right? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a board, there's a member, there's a committee of people that have chosen Greece, that have said it's going to be for this amount of time, there's going to be this amount of events. Obviously, the first Olympics, there was just men that could participate. There was no women. So there've been a group of people that have sat down and discussed this. That's where we can talk about decode your reality and say, when these group of people have sat down determining this Olympic Games that was held, were they completely consciously aware of what they were doing? Were they being used by the code? Is it demons that have sat down and played this all out? Is it, like I said, a supercomputer? But the reality is, there's people within the world who are coming up with these dates of when events take place. When it comes to major sporting events, 9/11, maybe it was completely biblical. You know what I mean? But it's one to ponder, innit? It's really one to ponder.
Well, yeah, and we're going back 130 years. You know, it's. I think like there could be obviously summoning demons that give them these events to do on such days.
So do you think? Yeah, you're right. Do you think that because they do your Crowleys, a lot of them, Anton LaVey, they've openly said they summon demons. They've said that. So them through their free will, their God-given free will, are choosing to summon demons, and they're fully aware of what occurs when the demon enters their body, and then the demon is basically controlling that human vessel, but the human was was all right with that, literally wanted that to happen.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's what's going on here. And then we think it's man making the decision, but it's man who's allowed himself to be demonically possessed, actually making these decisions. And
that would make more sense.
That makes more sense to me as well, yeah.
When you're going back, 500 years even,
yeah,
and it's all syncing up, then, it's a lot deeper than that.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, it's technically man with demonic assistance, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about it, really.
Incredible.
More Tiananmen Square, but that's nothing really important. But yeah, it's one to ponder though. The World Cup, I think it's going ahead. I don't think there's going to be a world war straight away. There'll probably be a few minor wars breaking out this year, but these wars take time to evolve. So I think we got 4 years to make some.
Well, think about this.
That's what I'm getting.
Think about this. The US is 247 years old, yeah? So if you add 4 years to that, it gets you 251. And the Queen died the 251st day of the year. And LeBron James overtook Kobe 25-1. So if we're looking at that, the 251 is enormous. I know that because it's the 54th prime number, which is insane, that number 54. So what you're trying to say is you're leaning on the possibility that the last ever World Cup's 2026, because it'll be 96 years after the first one, which was 1930, which comes back to the Queen and the significance of her death.
Yeah, but not just that, all the coronavirus and connections and Bill Gates and Pele.
There's so much. It's absolutely incredible.
But I'm not doubting that this year's going to be rough. There will be probably some wars breaking out here and there, China, Taiwan maybe, but it won't evolve into a world war for a number of years. That's my personal belief in it.
So you think it's all going to be triggered soon, and then when it fully hits the fan, you're thinking around 4 or 5 years where it's just going to be insanity.
And I think Pele's even synced up the revelation as well with all this.
He died 12/29, the 201st prime, the day I released my World Cup book, literally hours after, which was one of the most craziest syncs you can ever imagine. That's the type of syncs I'm talking about, that I released my World Cup book 2 hours before Pele dies. And he's the only player to win 3 World Cups. That type of stuff tells me I'm connected to the code 1 million. Well, we all are, but I feel like I'm really, and you, to literally release a World Cup book the day Pele dies, it is, come on.
No, I've heard your personal things, and they're crazy, even from when Patreon got shut down. And
being born on my dad's 31st birthday, the 11th prime, and all is... Being born exactly 22 weeks before my mum's birthday, just
I mean, if we were to write down the major events in our lives, throughout, but I don't remember any of them. But I'm sure it would sink to a lot.
Yeah, I moved to Mexico in 2014, which was when Brazil hosted the World Cup, and that's the Christ the Redeemer statue there. And 2014 is basically 214, which is when the Queen was born. I moved here 2014.
Yeah, but you don't remember. You didn't jot down exact dates or anything.
No. I know I've got my wedding date and all of that, but I honestly don't know the exact date that I could probably look back if I go look at my flights. I could probably look at the flights of when I arrived to Mexico, but I just know it was 2014.
Yeah, but back then, obviously, we didn't really know about numerology.
No, I didn't know anything about numerology in 2014. I didn't know anything about numerology in 2019. Anything. I didn't care about numbers in the slightest, other than I knew 11 was my favorite number. It's the only number I cared about was 11. That's it.
Right.
Mate, that was absolutely remarkable.
Yeah, cheers.
No.
As I say, I'm sure there's loads more to it. As we get closer to the World Cup.
So what's the message here? Look out for 911s. Look out for your 186s for people who code. there's certain numbers right now that are playing out so heavily. So look out for them. Again, if you want my World Cup book, guys, email me. There's so much knowledge there in regards to what numbers are important and what the numbers represent. And 186 is absolutely huge. And it connects to 24 as well. Because 18 plus 6 is 24. It's 24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
So... Yeah, and the Queen died 8/9, the 24th prime. So and 24 connects to 6 with your numerology of 2 plus 4. Just incredible. Like, this knowledge is unbelievable. Whatever happens with the world, there's no excuse to not want to learn and increase your knowledge. There's no excuse for that. So, Chuck, you are unbelievable.
History repeats itself. You know, we can keep coding daily games, but this is biblical, this stuff.
That's what I'm saying. What you and I do with these codes is a different level to deciding who's going to win money line between the Celtics and the Heat. Like, it's so much deeper than that. But yeah, people, again, we've also got to remember, Chuck, there's people just starting out. They need a basis. I think Coding Sports is a really good basis to build up the knowledge, because we did that. We went through all of that. I know you've been doing history more than me with the coding, but I'm sure for a long time, you might deny this or not agree with me, which is fine. For a long time, maybe your main focus was the sports, or maybe it was always history with you.
Sports, yeah.
Okay.
Sports and death, celebrity death. Maybe it started with that.
Yeah, same. A lot of my recent early videos were about the death of celebrities, more than the actual sports. But then when you realize sports, I think what's going on in sports, it's telling you where the world's going to go, even through the celebrations, through the code, who wins the tournaments. That's why it's actually amazing code in sports. If you win money off it, it's a huge bonus, but like a huge bonus. But it's telling you where the world's going with it all, isn't it? Like, Argentina win the World Cup. They lost the Falklands War. That began on 4-2 in 82. And then Mbappe scores 8 goals and 2 assists. And he gets that record against Argentina. And the Falklands was in 82. And France knocked out England, who beat Argentina in the Falklands War. And the Falklands War began on 4-2. And Olivier Giroud scored the winning goal exactly 42 weeks before his birthday. That's unbelievable. But people go, well, you didn't get 100% games at the World Cup, so what does it even mean? It's like, please look at it. It's all, everything's perspective, innit? It's all perspective with it. When it comes to this knowledge, why do you want it? Why is it important to you? If it's just to win money, you're never going to fully connect to the code. If it's for the knowledge, you will connect to the code. And when you connect to the code, it changes your life. Money changes your life short term. Connecting to the code changes your life completely.
Did you see, let me briefly go into it, take 2 minutes. You know the Empoli game, they won 1-0 against Inter yesterday.
Okay.
And they went 19 games, 6 wins, 6 losses, right? Church of Satan founded in 1966. Inter had a man sent off in the 66th minute, a red card. And there were some 41s there. So satanic, I posted it.
Well, Satan equals 10. It's why Harry Kane, number 10, won to make it 1-0 for Spurs. And Spurs equals 33. And Craven Cottage was the 33rd stadium that Harry Kane scored in. And he matched, didn't he, Jimmy Greaves' record of 266 goals, and Francis the 266 Pope. Thomas Lockwood, much love to you. He called Spurs to win 1-0 and Harry Kane to score. Much love, Thomas Lockwood. You're amazing. God equals 10 as well. Yep, he does.
Yeah, no, I coded Tottenham to win.
Yeah, you coded Tottenham, didn't you? You and Thomas destroyed that game. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Both of you.
But you've taught me to look at the table more, because more than a deep code with manager records and blah, 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 it boils down to the formation of the table.
It's huge. That's when it comes to the Premier League, the first thing I look at is the league table. It's the league table.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Obviously, when it starts out, you can't do that. It's hard to
No. Yeah, it's very hard. Very hard at the beginning to do it. But you'd be amazed at how many teams started the season 2-1 in these leagues. I looked at it in the first 3 games. They'd won 2 drawn. Like, loads of them were 2-1. France and Argentina were 2-1 in the group stages, weren't they?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
So you start seeing that. So the opening game where it's 0-0-0, it's hard, but you're like, if a team does win, they get that 1-0-0, which is 10 times 10, isn't it? Gets you 100. So you get 1-0-0.
Yeah.
But I know in the Dutch league, when I saw the Dutch league in the opening game of the season, 6 teams won, 6 drew, and 6 lost. I was like, I see that 6-6-6 that most people can't see. I see what you've done there with your 18 teams. Or whoever's doing this, the 6-6-6. It's very subtle, but it's like a game, isn't it, mate? It's like the people, what you and I do, it's like the people who genuinely love math and they enjoy solving equations. Or detectives who love solving these cases. That's what we do. We are pretty much detectives of this code.
Yeah, we're not always going to be right. Sometimes.
No, we're not. I don't want to be.
Crimes will lead you away from, the actual outcome. But,
well,
60-70% of the time, you're going to be onto something, or 80%.
Well, what I'll say about you and I, which is the proudest thing for me with my coding and with yours, every single code we post, you learn. There's no doubt about it. Every code you and I post, you learn. If you win money, most of the time you will, because we are very good, but you learn. We're not just putting in 56th day of the year, 56 date numerology, a team can get 56 points. What are you really learning from that? We're putting historical context, astrology context into what that number represents, biblical context. And even if the 56 code doesn't hit, it's like, whoa, I didn't know about Revelation 5:6. Well, I didn't know that Gavin Newsom said 56% of Californians will get coronavirus in 8 weeks, and 8 weeks is 56 days. That's the stuff. I didn't know the Church of Satan was founded 56 years before the World Cup began. It's like, okay, if the 56 code hits, it's great. But then again, if it doesn't, it's like, all right, okay, I'll take that knowledge, I'll absorb it. And in the future, that might actually really benefit me.
And it'll help you on another code somewhere,
Yeah, exactly. It's all about like building your armor, building your knowledge. The Masons, they're obsessed with builder, they're master builders. It's just building your spirit, building your knowledge, building your awareness, building your discernment. Yeah, building your finances if you can. It's just about building. And that's what it is all about. But I think building your spirit is the number one for me.
Yeah.
But you are unbelievable at what you do. It's a gift from God that we even came across each other. I don't know anyone better than you decoding history. I don't think I ever will, to be honest.
I don't think many people do. Like Zach is still on Dead Rappers. You're not going to get far with Dead Rappers.
The reason that they don't decode history, is one, because it doesn't win them money more often than not. So they're not interested. Most people code to win money. That's the issue with it. Most code to win money. So 99% of their energy goes on coding sports. You're having the gift, and me, of coding history and connecting it to sports. So we're connecting dots. Other people are just scribbling on paper. We're connecting the dots now, you and I, and other people.
For me, it's more important to see how many more years before it all kicks off.
Yeah. It's in our lifetime, put it that way. It has to be in our lifetime.
Sorry?
It has to be in our lifetime with the code that's going on. It has to be within our lifetime, within the next 10 years.
But I believe it's going to be slow and gradual, probably until 2030 when everything maybe might.
So the boiling frog that's dipping its feet and gets comfortable and then eventually burns to death.
It would make sense if it's 2026 to 2030, a 4-year war, world war, that kind of thing. We'll see, though. It's just speculation, really, with numbers.
Yeah, but 20 plus 26 is 46, which is your 666 again.
Right, yeah.
Because 4 sixes is 66.6%. So your 20 plus 26 is your 46. It'll be interesting, put it that way. It'll be really interesting to see who the 47th US president is. I think it's going to be Trump. And if it is, I feel like I know his numbers inside out. So I think I'll be able to see where the world's going to go if it is him.
Right.
So the next president of the US is going to be game changer. And if there is a new world order prior to that, which I doubt, but if there is, there won't be a US president. There'll just be a one world order, won't there?
A one world.
So it would make sense for there to be 47 presidents, and that's the last one with how big that number is. But again, a lot of it's speculation. We just have to ride with it and see what happens. You know what I mean? And then encode it from there, like we do day by day.
Yeah, correct. That's all you can do, really.
Right, I've got to go. I'm like beyond busy today. I wanted to post my FA Cup code. I'll try do that before I leave because I've got to go out. So I did promise that I would do that. And Chuck, make sure you look at my NBA Finals prediction code on the website. And
I did briefly, I had one to parlay, yeah.
Do me a favor and put your Patreon link in the chat if you can, because
it doesn't allow it. Last time I tried to put it, YouTube deleted it.
So how can we?
It's just Chuck if they want to find me. It's Chuck Norris doing kung fu moves.
Okay, guys, you'll find him. I'll try and post it again on my website for those who are interested.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
Checking out Chuck's work because he's really good, man. You just heard the knowledge that he shared with you, and he figured all that out in a week and a half. Take most people a lifetime to find that knowledge and gather it and present it. So, Chuck, thank you, mate. I've just seen the time is 12:04 my time, and today's date is 124. That's hilarious.
Perfect.
So yeah, let's leave it there.
Thanks a lot for the time.
No, thank you, mate. Amazing stuff. And next time you have a code like that, just let me know and you can present again.
Will do.
All right.
Cheers, mate.
Take care, mate.
Have a good day.
Bye, you too. Bye. Spectacular. And I'm not referring to me, if you think it's my ego. Chuck, spectacular. Phenomenal, exceptional, extraordinary, mind-blowing, incredible. Wow. Wow, guys, come on. We live in my big goal. I want to lead you to God, hopefully, but it's not on me to do that. Another huge goal for me is to show you we live in a coded reality. And man's not controlling it, but could be aware of the code. That's how I go about my work. That man's not coding our reality, but certain people are aware of the code. Look how I'm aware of the code in 2.5 years, and Chuck, how we're aware of the code, the knowledge we've gathered. Imagine being aware of the code since you was a child, the knowledge that you would have. You know what I mean? I gathered this knowledge at 33 up until 36. I guess that somewhat was within my code. But some of the finds there, come on, just unbelievable, guys. Thanks for listening. I have a lot to do. I hope this has given you inspiration to code history, to code biblical scripture, to code historical events in regards to sports. Like if you read my World Cup book, very grateful to everyone who purchased that World Cup book. If you're new to my work, you've got to purchase that World Cup book. You have to. And if you've only read it once, read it again. There's too much information in there to be ignored. Trump is the Antichrist. It's hard to say. Nowhere in the Bible does it tell you who the Antichrist is. I've had this discussion with many people. We don't know who the Antichrist is, but we will soon. We will soon. Could it be Trump? Very possible. I don't think so. I don't think so. But we'll find out shortly. You've never read a book? Okay. Maybe you should get mine and be the first one. Adam, you know I'm always praying for you. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right. I'm going to try and post my FA Cup code, and then I'm done for the day. Well, I'm not done for the day. I'm done for the day with looking at a screen. So, yeah, I'll do that for you. Thank you, Chuck. And thanks to everyone in the chat. Just do me a favor, just all of you, if you can. And I know you all have different platforms and different amounts of followers and stuff. Just do me a favor. Every single time I do a video that you enjoy, just do me a favor and share it, retweet it, share it, like it, whatever it is with that. You know, I'm not one to promote stuff. I've turned down so many offers to make money to promote things. If you like what I'm doing, just share it. Even if nobody's interested, maybe one person goes, wait, okay, let me look into this. and hears what Chuck and I said and goes, wow. Not to get them on my website or anything either, just to make them go, wow. Because if collective consciousness is a real thing, we need more people to acquire this knowledge. We don't necessarily know if they're going to understand it, but we have to believe that we can have an influence on people with this knowledge. Otherwise, what's the point? You know what I mean? You have to believe that this knowledge can be spread, but you also have to be realistic that not everybody's going to understand it and appreciate it as well. A balance. All right. Request from a Caribbean follower, may we please get a decode of the cricketer Brian Charles Lara? Yeah, not today, but yeah, I'll decode Brian Lara for you. Remember when I was younger, I rarely played video games, but there was a Brian Lara cricket game and I was obsessed with it for about 4 or 5 months. There was a game called Brian Lara's Cricket or something. I used to play against my brother all the time, and it felt so good when of course, you hit a 6 for Satan, a 6 or a 4 for your 64 again. But yeah, I'll definitely look into Brian Lara, but I won't be doing that today. I've got too much going on, mate. But yeah, I recommend you get on my website if you can, from the Caribbean. Don't know how it works with signing up, but is it Caribbean or Caribbean? I've been involved in this discussion many times, and it's going to be hard for you to tell me the answer because of the spelling. Caribbean or Caribbean? All right, do this before I go. Just put 1 or 2. Put the number 1 or the number 2. Caribbean, put 1 if that's how you pronounce it. Or Caribbean, put 2. It's the second, it's Caribbean. Always said Caribbean. Caribbean. 2. All right, there you go. I've just learned something. I'll be able to sleep tonight. All right, I'm starving. I'm hungry. I'm tired. Got stuff to do. Both are correct. Love it. All right. Take care. God bless you all. God wins, guys, whatever happens in the next few years or so. Take care.